right, it's October 16th, and welcome back to another vlog, everybody. All right, it's Friday, the 22nd, I guess. I'm gonna go set where I have a picture of a big mature 8-pointer. Same place I set the other night. I may move trees a little bit just because we have a slightly different wind. There's a scrape right outside a bedding area. This is a small piece of private I can hunt. It's probably, I don't know, maybe a 20-acre woods. So I really like to kill this deer. It's a big, mature deer. It's not going to score anything, but it's just an old monarch of a deer. He got actually a little bit bigger from last year. I was looking at pictures of him from last year as well, and yeah, just a kind of a weird 8-pointer. But yep, heading in now. It's only 3:42 actually. I got off work early, and the wife got home from work so she can watch our boy. So I'm excited for tonight. Kind of the coldest evening of the year for as far as deer hunting goes. It's only 57 right now, so feels like fall. I can actually wear like a hoodie or something hunting instead of just a long sleeve shirt. All right, heading in. I don't have the wind cover like I did the other night, so I have to be super quiet. At least I'm a little bit earlier today instead of running late. But all right, let's get in there. I have a good feeling about tonight. Just jumped a deer. Kind of sound like a doe, but who knows? It's just a small buck. Probably didn't hurt anything. He jumped, must have been bed on this hillside right here. And he kind of just went down in there, and I got to glass him a little bit. Definitely wasn't a great big buck. Just a small, like maybe a year and a half old. The scrapes are really starting to open up. I'm just gonna sneak into, there's that point that goes in between the two crop fields, and there's good bedding at the end of that point. I'm just gonna sneak in there as close as I can. I got a little wind cover right now, which is good. I sat in this tree right here a few nights ago, but I think I'm gonna push in a little bit farther down this point tonight. So, go ahead and get going. All right, I got all set up. It's gonna be quiet. Back in there about maybe 70 yards is where all those scrapes are. And I'm sitting on the edge of like a little swampy, nasty area that goes in the middle of these two cornfields. There's a cornfield over there. There's a cornfield right there. So I'm right in the middle of the point. The point probably goes on for another 70 yards.
to think that buck is bedding there somewhere. There's one other spot he could be bedding, and that's on the neighbors. There's a farm across the cornfield that has a pond, and there's just a bunch of trash all around the pond, like a little patch woods. He could be in there, but there's not much I can do about it if he's in there. So I'll set up here tonight, and hopefully he comes through here. You guys, dang it. I think I just killed the big one. And I freaking forgot to hit record. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not kidding you. There was nothing going on all evening. I mean, just dead. And, yeah, you can tell it's getting to be low light. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes since the shot. It's getting pretty dark now, as you can see behind me here. I'm gonna go ahead and get down and check my arrow and stuff. I do my best to kind of explain to you guys what happened. I cannot believe that I didn't get that shot on camera. It's perfect. He was sitting here at, I don't know, he's like 8 yards from me. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm trying to make it a learning experience, I guess. It just is crazy how fast things can happen. I was sitting here thinking about what my next move's gonna be, and all of a sudden there's a shooter underneath my stand. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes since the shot, and I've kind of just composed myself a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get down and check the arrow, kind of assess the situation. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know, see what it looks like down where I shot at. Alright guys, I already see my arrow. Let's go over and check it real quick. Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to just kind of see if there's any blood anywhere and then go from there. Right. All kinds of blood here. It's pretty much painted down through there. To be honest with you, it looks like pretty good blood too, so. I'm going to keep following it real slow. See where it takes me. Alright, so he's actually laying here about 20 yards from me, but I'm not sure if he's dead yet or not, so I'm just sitting here waiting a little bit. Alright guys, he's down. Go over here and show him to you real quick. Alright, it's a good solid 8-pointer. I think I'm going to get him cleaned up real nice and stuff before I do much talking about him, because he's pretty bloody right now and don't really need that all over YouTube. So just give me a few minutes here. Alright guys, here he is. Just a decent 8-pointer, nothing crazy, but pretty proud of him, hunting pretty hard. So yeah, he kind of read the script of what I thought they would do. He just came in a little bit quicker than I thought they would. So man, I'm sorry about that, not having that camera on. That makes me almost sick to my stomach. Here I am trying to film for a YouTube channel, and I couldn't even fumble around and get the camera turned on. But I thought I pushed record and everything and had everything ready to go, but apparently not. Anyway, I'm going to work on getting him out of here, and I may go up to the owner's house because he has a 4-wheeler, and I can get that a little closer than my truck is right now. So yeah, awesome. All right guys, I got a little better light just so you can see me a little better, but
yeah, just a decent 8-pointer. I think what I'm going to do is maybe like tomorrow when it's daylight, come out and kind of show you my setup, and then maybe we can go look for where he was bedding at and what he was kind of doing. It's just a little swampy area right on the edge of the cornfield there. I knew there'd be bucks bedding in there, and sure enough, he was bedding in there. And I got pictures of this deer this year, as well as actually a bigger 8-pointer too on this farm. But I'm happy with this one, so I can move on to my next tag here and go to Wisconsin or Kentucky, or maybe even go to Ohio. So we'll see how things go. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, now the fun begins. Got to get him out of here by myself, but still got a little bit of a chore ahead of me here to get him cleaned up and get him drug all the way back to my truck, which is not real close by any means. So. All right, it's the next day after I shot my buck here, and I was just going to get up here, and since I kind of did a crappy job of filming everything last night, I wanted to do a little recap of it down here and maybe go back and try to find that deer's bed and how close I ended up setting up to him and all that. But give you guys an idea, got a good view of the farm right here. This is the cornfield that's on the farm I can hunt. You can see it goes all the way around there. But this woods here is just like, I don't know, it's not a real big woods, but it's full of acorns, and it's just hardwoods. And then right out here, this point comes into the cornfield, and that's typically where I see the bucks bedding at. My entrance was really important on this this hunt. I felt I'd actually come and walk all the way around into the hardwoods, and every now and again when I come to this farm, I jump a doe or something in that's just bedding in the hardwoods. But that's okay. You just keep going, and I always circle back around, and then I typically hunt down here in this little point somewhere. And last night I was in that little point, so let's go down there and check it out. So this farm, like I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday or not, but there's just a giant old 8-pointer that lives here, and I just jumped him right here in the bedding area that I set up on last night. So he ended up taking off. When I walked in here, I tried to get him on film, but I couldn't get my camera up. But I was sitting in this tree last night right here, and I was only 2 sticks up. You can see my tree stand mark right there. During early season, I only carry 2 sticks with me a lot of the times here in Indiana. We have, you know, a lot of this mature timber, or just the foliage just stays on the trees a long time here in Indiana into October. So if you get up too high, a lot of times you can't, you know, you can't see anything. So I typically will have like a couple 8ers and 2 sticks, and that's all I use. It's been a pretty good system this fall for me, but that's to each its own. You can get it in the tree however you want to, I don't care. But yeah, I was sitting in this tree right here, and this is that point that you saw that I was just videoing from that little hill up there on the other side of the cornfield, and that big buck was just bedding right there. So probably 40 yards from the tree. Let's go and look and see where he was bedding at. The buck I shot last night came from, I heard him get up and right in there, I don't know, we're like 20 minutes before dark, and then he walked right up through here and then right out in here. I actually didn't see him until he was right on top of me. I couldn't see through some of this crap right here very well, or I could see it was a deer. I just couldn't see it was, you know, a nice buck. He came out right through here, and I shot him just quartering to me just a little bit. I hit him right in the heart, and he ran up through there and died right over there. But let's go ahead and go look and see if we can find his bed, and then we'll look in that big buck that I just jumped. We'll be able to see his bed for sure. This is good though. I mean, it's good intel for next year if that big deer makes it. You know, gives me a really good idea of where he's bedding at. So I'm just gonna follow this deer trail back and around here. All right, here's where that buck was laying down right here, kind of underneath this little tree here. And then I was sitting just right inside there. Like I said, probably 40 or 50 yards from where I'm at right now. It's actually, he actually can't see me as good as I thought he would be able to. It's pretty dark inside that timber right there. So I was wondering about that, how good they could see in here. So it's always good to come in here. You know, I obviously don't have a tag, so come in here and check it out. Get a little better feel for the bedding area. When you know exactly what those deer can see, gives you a little more confidence in what you're doing. Yeah, there's kind of two ways he could come out. He could come out from this way and go in, or he could go back out and around like my buck did last night. I don't know if he was bedding in here last night or not. Kind of hard to say. Probably not this time of year. I'd say the bucks aren't real friendly with each other. But yeah, when I jumped him, he just took off into the corn there. But so yeah, so he probably wasn't bedding here, but we're going to pretend like he was, just for when I say he wasn't, the deer I shot last night, obviously that big buck was bedding right here. I watched him get out of his bed. So he was definitely laying right here. I mean, I can smell him. He was laying right here just a minute ago. Typically, probably what they would end up doing, he'd either I would imagine he's going to want to walk this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk this trail right through here. All right. And then I was setting right there in that tree, so that was a good tree. Now let's walk her, and then obviously the other way out of the bedding area. It was a good tree because I shot the deer last night. But so yeah, that was the setup, and that's how close I actually was to those deer. You know, a lot of people don't think you can get close to them, that close to them, sneaking up and getting in a tree and everything. But if you're efficient with your system and you know how to use it and you're comfortable with it, they won't notice you if you have the wind right. A little bit of wind speed goes a long way also. If you ever do make a noise, just stop and wait, listen for something until you feel like it's been long enough, and then keep going. So that's another reason why sometimes I don't like using a whole bunch of sticks, because it just gives me more opportunity to make a noise. And aiders are not for everybody. Dan hates aiders, but I feel comfortable using mine. I'm quiet using them. So anyway, don't feel like you have to use them though. Not everybody uses them. Yeah, that deer, my deer last night, came out and around the bedding and then went into going up to the hardwoods. And the reason it tipped me off that those bucks were in here is because all those scrapes back in there in the hardwoods opened up. And then since the scrapes opened up, I knew the bedding area on this farm, I knew they had to be right here somewhere. I don't see a lot of does come out of this little bitty spot. I mean, it's not very big. I mean, it's maybe, I don't know, maybe a half an acre, a quarter acre bedding area. Probably a quarter acre. So something else that I'll probably do is correlate this spot with the wind. Something else I'll probably do is correlate this spot with the wind direction, and right now it's actually coming straight out of the south, which would make it hard for me to get into here. I'd have to kind of circle back around and get in over here, which would have been fine last night. But actually, here's my deer's track from last night when he came walking down to me, to my tree right there. But anyway, it's interesting because that deer, the way he was bedding, he was walking, he was facing out into the cornfield, probably watching the edge of down that the corn rows, and then he had the wind in his back right here, and he probably smelled me. I'm sure he smelled me when I came over this little hill right here to look at my my stand spot or whatever, my tree I had picked out. So it's a good spot. I think if I would have came in from the way I did last night, I came in from more that way instead of this way, he probably wouldn't have been able to smell me. But anyway, yep, so that was the setup last night. Again, I hope you guys get something out of it. I'm real sorry about the footage or lack of footage last night. If you've ever self-filmed, I'm sure you can have sympathy for me. It's not an easy thing to do. So, all right, guys, I am heading to Wisconsin here in a week and a half or so. So I'll be up there running around. If you guys see me, say hi. Yep. You guys take it easy, and I will see you guys in the next vlog.